My good friend, who has his more than 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. All right.
Welcome, Joe the Floor!
Thank you very much for coming out here today. Because it's so cold outside, usually I come to the tea parties and I yell at everybody because ultimately it's our fault we're where we're at. But I mean, damn, you guys showed up here, it's 20 some odd degrees outside, so I can't really yell at you. But I tell you what, get a little bit closer, get a little bit warmer. I got a lot of books here to go over with you. No, I'm actually kind of joking. Hey, listen, for some of you guys that don't know it, I've been walking around the crowd. Just to get this out here, my name is Samuel Joseph Wurzelbacher. I go by Joe, all right? All right, that being said, listen. Before all this happened to me a year and a half ago or so, my normal day was up at morning, 4:30. I'd go to the gym with my son. Oh, by the way, my son just took first in a wrestling tournament today. Then I'd go to work, and I'd work about 12 hours. I mean, you know, plumbers work long hours, like carpenters, electricians, so on and so forth. There's a lot of us out there that work many hours. Now, when I came home, I had a couple jobs. My job was to make sure my son did his homework, make sure he understood it, and make sure that he did it. Now, then I had homework for myself, though, too. I've always been involved in my country. I wanted to know what's going on with it. That's my job. That's my responsibility as an American to know what's going on in my country. That is your responsibility too. Now, I take that responsibility seriously. So I would get books and read them, learn about them. You know, I got John Adams here. No, I'm not going to read it to you today, but this is what I got. This is what I would read. I would read Common Sense. I would read Liberal Fascism. I would read Enough is Enough. I mean, I got a ton of books here. Mark Levin, I got Anne Ryan, just a ton of books, a lot of homework each and every day. That was my job as an American to understand what's going on. Now, the reason why I talk about this, I guess I got to stay in the center here. Education. It's not just for our children, it's for us. We have to know what's going on each and every day, and it's so hard to figure it out. You got CNN saying this over here, you got Fox over here saying this. You don't know what to make of it. I mean, you got to read between the lines. The same with our politicians. We don't know what to make of them, what they're saying. Even your neighbors are saying, well, you know, I'm tired of this stuff. I'm going to run for public office. It's going to take a little bit of faith on your part to make sure that they don't get caught up in politics as usual. So there's a lot of work that you as American people have to do. Now, first and foremost, I start off most of my speeches by telling you, quite honestly, I am a Christian. I'd love to be in a country where I can say that and not worry about someone shooting me or taking me off to jail. I am a Christian and I love my God. Now, secondly, not as important, but just as incredible, I'm an American. That is awesome, being an American. Now, you notice when I say I'm a Christian, I don't sit there and say I'm a Catholic, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Lutheran, because I don't serve those people, I serve God. Secondly, when I say I'm an American, I don't sit there and say I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, a Libertarian. I'm an American because I serve my country, not the public, not the parties. Now, that is your job as well. I don't care what persuasion you are, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter as long as you want what's best for our country. That's what matters. That's why you need to get into these books. You need to read about them. You know, a person without a past has no future. They don't have any roots. They don't know where they stand. And that's pretty much what mainstream media and our politicians these days preach to us. They keep on telling us we're a country of a lot of different faiths, a lot of different races. You know, they all came here because they wanted to be one thing, and that's an American, and there is an American heritage, and we are very proud of it. I'm very proud of it, and we'll continue talking about how great America is. 4 things I talk about. I'll talk about them all across the country, and I'll talk about them for the next 5, 10 years, however long I do this for. It comes down to 4 things for me. It comes down to individual responsibility, accountability, education, and the Constitution. Now, we as Americans have failed in our responsibility. We have not held our politicians accountable. And that's our fault. I mean, we can blame the politicians to a degree, but they're politicians. I mean, over 3/4 of them are lawyers, and you know what they say about lawyers. So we need to hold them accountable. I don't like it when people lie to me. I take it personally. In fact, I mean, quite honestly, Back in the day, when someone lied to me, I would get physical. And a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, I can't stand a liar. I can't stand a thief. And and unfortunately, that's pretty much synonymous these days with politicians. So, that being said, it is our responsibility as Americans to hold our politicians accountable. We have failed in our jobs miserably. Again, people talk about freedom and they can say real pretty things about it. They can write songs about it. They can give you a 10-page essay on it. I break it down to one word because I believe in living the life of the KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. Freedom to me means responsibility, and that's what we have to start taking. That's why it's so important for these Tea Parties to continue. That's why it's so important for this movement to continue well above beyond 2010, because we have to hold our politicians accountable. You know, it makes me angry when we don't do it. It makes me angry because it seems like the people are making a mockery of our founding fathers. They're making a mockery of the men and women that have served in our country to protect our freedoms, and they just walk away and think they have no responsibility to being an American. And I tell you right now, they are wrong. Now, education. You know, proud parent moment, my son, A's and B's, captain of the football team, captain of the wrestling team. He works hard because I make him. But he also learns because I make him. The teachers have a hard enough job as it is. They have to sit there and pretty much be babysitters these days. They can't spank the kids anymore to make them listen. And so they barely have any resources available to them to actually teach our children. It comes down to the parents. It's the parents' jobs to teach our children. It's your job to lead by example. You know, pick up some books. You know, learn about John Adams, Thomas Jefferson. Learn about these guys that really, they went out and did it. They put their lives on the line. All I'm asking for is you to get busy for an hour or half an hour a night, read the internet, read a book. I mean, you're not making any serious sacrifice there. Maybe you won't get to watch The Simpsons tonight, but you'll learn a lot more. So, listen, I'm not an inspirational speaker. Most of the time, I'm just here to kick someone's butt and doing something. I hope when you leave here today, you don't go home and feel good about yourselves or standing out in the cold and you know, drinking some hot chocolate, but actually get busy and do something real. You got a lot of great candidates here that are wanting your vote, that want to talk to you. Ask them questions, vet them out, make sure that they are the guy that you want to represent you. Again, it's going to be a little faith, but ultimately it's your job as Americans. You know, the Republican Party is...
screw it up, vote them out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Joe for president.
I don't want that job. No, I want Americans to understand that we are a great country. We have nothing to apologize about, but ultimately, it's the people who are going to make the difference. One man can't promise hope and change. I'm here to tell you that. It's the American people that actually can bring real hope and change. Listen, I'm not going to take up much of your time today. You got Vicki here who speaks incredibly. I love to listen to her, so I'm going to take the gum out of my mouth. I'm going to sit here and listen and take time and listen to Vicki talk. She's an incredible speaker. She's going to do great by you. But please, take your job, take the responsibility of being an American seriously. Because if you won't, then another country will, and it won't be America anymore. So thank you guys very much for showing up today. Really appreciate it.